Oh man, okay, gotta record a video. Gotta make sure everything's off the desk so the whole world doesn't think I'm a slob. That would be weird. Let's see. Got that. Ugh, good thing I didn't start this thing yet. Yeah, that's a red light. That's oh crap, this is awkward. Well, hello there. 'Tis I, Dave Murray, the big guy at Mayniax Branding, and excuse me while I take a sip of tea. And I used to be an insane perfectionist. I was the classic paralysis by analysis kind of guy. It was kind of bad. I got to a point where I needed to stop researching when it came to running the business, when it came to marketing and everything, and just start testing. And so, what you're seeing right now are the early stages of a little bit of market testing to see what I can come up with, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and hopefully it'll help you out. By the way, if you too are suffering by or from paralysis by analysis, uh, stop reading. Put down all the books, close all the tabs. You're done. You're done. You figured it out. And what brought this on was I had a friend of mine get a hold of me and say, because I was telling him I'm having a tough time trying to figure out how to market a lot of stuff. He got a hold of me and said, well, what did Google say? And finally, I'm just like, you know what? Google says everything. Google says do that, the other thing, blah, 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 blah. Google says way too much. And it's kind of hard to figure it out by just researching Google. So I finally came up with something that makes sense to me. And like I said, hopefully will help make a little bit of sense to you. And guess what? Another buddy of mine told me I needed a whiteboard. I don't have that. But I have a huge drawing pad I'm going to use to kind of explain everything. So, let's get cracking. All right, now before we get cracking, I want you to know I'm not necessarily making recommendations here. I'm showing you what I'm trying out when it comes to a little bit of marketing. And I'm, again, telling you why I'm doing that. What I'll do is I'll show you what's up and all that, and then I will keep track of that progress, and I'll record future videos to let you know how it's working out for me. Now, something to keep in mind, all of the stuff I'm going to show you is geared towards either steering people towards money generating activities or your newsletter, because let's face it, the algorithms on the newsletter never change. So here we go, let's get cracking. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bust out the magic drawing pad. I was way more dramatic than it probably should have been. So here we go. Marketing. I spelled that correctly, so go me. Now, the first thing I have up here is YouTube. Now, what's nice about YouTube is there's a whole lot of SEO you can use there. SEO is one of those things, again, if you're a solopreneur especially, you just got to try and nail this stuff. Don't worry about being perfect. Do as much research as you can before it's just time to launch, because if you sit there and research way too long, you're never going to get anything done. So do a little bit of SEO research, but don't go too crazy till you've got people to help you out. But anyway, the reason YouTube is so key is people can use SEO. They'll search for you. It's basically a search engine, and it's video. And the nice part about video is while your website might have the words about who you are, what your brand is, and all that stuff, video actually gives them even more of an impression of who you actually are. So they can make a decision. Hey, that guy wears way too much red. I could never work with him. Or maybe they'll say, all right, I understand what he's presenting and trying to make happen here. That's all right. Let's give him a call, see what's up. Or, don't call me. Email works, or contact me through media, the website. Anywho, there you go. So they get that. Now, I know that a lot of people have trouble standing in front of a camera, and I can't give you tips on how to be more comfortable with that. I'm fortunate in that I've never had that problem. I can tell you that one thing that makes it so I don't have that problem is knowing my material incredibly well. So make sure that if you're going to get in front of the camera, you know what you're going to talk about. You know it very well. Make sure even when you're going to give a speech, you got to just know your material, know how to nail it. And I'm going to stop the camera for the next part because the phone keeps sliding down a little bit. But then we'll get to Pinterest. Whew! All right, that's a little better. Have a little more room to breathe. I don't have to do this in the frame. Anywho, Pinterest. Again, Pinterest is nice because it's SEO controlled. You do a little bit of typing in, make sure you program things up. As far as I can tell, you can use the same description for the same link. Like you can create several pins for the same link. You just need to make sure the picture is different for each link. The thing I like about Pinterest, besides the fact that it's a search engine, is they make it incredibly easy to click off of Pinterest and go to your site. So if you're using the right kind of pin, if you're really getting people's attention and using the proper calls to action, they're going to click on it and check out your site directly. That's one of the things that's more difficult when it comes to other forms of social media. Pinterest, I don't even really think of as social media. I think of it as a search engine that makes it really easy to check out your site. So I love that. Again, it's got the SEO component, which is key. So those are what I'm really going to concentrate on. I'm going to concentrate on YouTube and I'm going to concentrate on Pinterest. And remember, the main thing is getting them to either the newsletter or getting them to money generating stuff. I will probably be using Pinterest as I'm in the middle of, we got to turn that on so I can get a little light over here. As I'm in the middle of working on the website, I'll probably use Pinterest a little bit to steer people to YouTube, which steers people to Patreon. So just so you're aware, if you're keeping up and trying to check out and say, well, you're not doing what you said, I will as soon as the website's all up and good to go. So again, that's why. Now you might see I have social media written really tiny there. I don't think social media is the best thing when you're talking about money generating activities. Social media is great for your brand, for getting your message out there, but unless you have the money to spend on ads, it's really limited, especially if you're a small business. Now, if you have money to spend on ads, it's just playing. It's sitting there trying to find the right target markets, trying to get those ads to the right people. But if you don't have the money to sit there and just play, I don't know that social media really is the right way to go about it. Once you do, though, definitely add social media to the arsenal. So anywho, you know this is really heavy, so I was thinking of throwing it like Letterman used to, but I'm afraid I'd hit the phone and just knock it totally off. So, I think that totally went off the screen. So that's what I've got for this one. I'm going to go for YouTube. I'm going to go for Pinterest because I can control the SEO on both of those. And I'm going to direct people to my newsletter when that's up and the site's up. And I'm going to direct people to Patreon and my other money-making activities. Because I figure you got to make money if you're going to try and make this vision happen for all the entrepreneurs out there. Again, besides, this is me trying to help you guys. So there you go. That's what I'm starting off with. If you think it's a good idea, let me know in the comments. If you think it's a crap idea, let me know in the comments. And if you're doing your own marketing thing, let me know what you're doing there too. Don't forget, comment, like, share, subscribe, follow, wherever you're checking this video out. Do the things, and yeah, that's what I like to say. Do the things. Oh yeah, and speaking of doing things like putting call to actions on your Pinterest pins, make sure if you're looking to try and build your brand that you check out Mayniax Branding on Patreon.com, where I actually am in the process of teaching people how to build their own brand. Now, I'm up to step 5 as I do this, and I think that the people are getting some real value. So at least check it out. Check out the videos and go from there. Hope you guys are having fun. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying healthy. And of course, stay gutsy, gang.